So you know what's hilarious to me, ladies and gentlemen? What's hilarious to me is I just earlier today released a video about KABRUTUS' interview with a website called The Shortcut and how that was how you do investigative journalism. That was the proper, real way to do journalism by getting both sides and just laying out all the information for people to know the timeline of events and understanding what happened and let people make up their own mind and decisions from there. We have an example of how you don't do journalism, ladies and gentlemen. We have an example of how you are not a writer and you are a shill or you are a tourist in the gaming scene. We have an article here from Game Developer, and it says, why are Valve and Discord permitting harassment against Sweet Baby Inc? Who is this from? Brian Francis, the senior editor at the website. Of course, this is the kind of person you would expect to shill for Sweet Baby Inc.
You're weak, you're out of control, and you become an embarrassment to yourself and everybody else.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it very clear, just like I made it clear in my last video, this is not about someone agreeing with Sweet Baby Inc. detected or not. This is not about somebody agreeing with KABRUTUS or not. What makes you a shill is the fact that you want to omit certain parts of information that are very important to the context of the story and understanding the entire situation. You want to omit that information because it goes against you ideologically. It goes against the company that you're trying to shill for ideologically. You know it would make that company look bad, and so you're purposely leaving it out without wanting to tell the full context. So let's get into this article, guys, from Game Developer. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says Steam and Discord are being used as a home base for hateful reactionaries to single out and harass game developers. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bullshit narrative. The entire thing is a bullshit narrative. It is literally there just to try to make Sweet Baby Inc. look innocent. It is there to try to make the mainstream gaming shill industry trying to look innocent. They know that they're not innocent, which is why they have to lie. When they have to lie, this is what comes out. It says, at a glance, narrative consultancy Sweet Baby Inc. has faced weeks-long harassment from players angry at their advocacy for diversity. Lie. Conspiratorial accusations against the company have been spread through a dedicated Discord server and Steam community. Lie. It's unclear if Valve and Discord view this conduct as acceptable within the boundaries of their terms of service. They're trying to make it seem as if what they're saying is absolute fact. They're trying to make it seem as if it's not an opinion when we know it is. It is an opinion, ladies and gentlemen. They think they're being harassed because there is hundreds of thousands of people that disagree with them. This has nothing to do with harassment. Asking you questions does not mean harassment. Talking to you and disagreeing with you does not mean harassment. Coming to you and asking you about what you're doing to these video games is not harassment. You want to deem it as such because you want to live in a world where everybody's in an echo chamber. You want to live in a world where nobody will question anything you do and will just say, Slay Queen, you're so amazing. That's not how it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, and you're damn sure not going to get that from gamers. It says narrative consultancy group Sweet Baby Inc. has become the target of an online harassment campaign for its consulting work on games like Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It should have been renamed Suicide Squad Kill Sweet Baby Inc., but I mean, this is where we're at. While the answer is frustratingly hard to put down into words, that's because you're trying to lie. Users on websites like Twitter and Kiwi Farms, a site known for organizing sometimes violent harassment campaigns operating under the name Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, have singled out the agency for allegedly having overarching influence on these games and accused it of forcibly injecting a political agenda into them by advocating for diversity. While the studio's contributions happen mostly on a micro level, which, by the way, really quick, it's always the people that look like this, right? It's always the people that fucking look like this. They want to talk about advocating for diversity in video games. Can you stop? Can you seriously stop, you fake white saviors? You're not helping anybody. You're really not helping anybody in this industry or in your life by pretending to have such bad, terrible white guilt that you know this shit is just reverse racism. You cannot stand colored people so much. You cannot stand any other race other than white people so much that you're trying to hide it under the guise of progressivism, that you want to remove them from all aspects of social media and gaming and all this other stuff stuff by pretending, oh yeah, let's just make everything diverse, when you're making such god awful versions of diversity that you know people are going to hate, that you know people are not going to want to see, and eventually lead to less and less actual real diversity, organic diversity in the gaming scene. This shit is not going to fly, man. I'm telling you, and you guys are so angry over it. It says, while the studio's contributions happen mostly on a micro level, contributing story feedback, helping workshop narrative beats, and writing flavor text embarks at the lens of inclusivity, with the lens of inclusivity in mind. So you admit they're a DEI company, okay? This is interesting because all the other mainstream media outlets were trying to say it's not a DEI company. It's just a narrative consultancy firm, and that's it. They don't do anything with DEI in mind. Well, thank you for at least admitting they do everything through the lens of inclusivity, because that's exactly what Kim Blair said in a conference in 2019. It says their work has been reframed as shoehorning Black or LGBTQ characters into games for which they were not originally designed, sometimes through intimidation. It's a grim conspiracy theory that's built on the out-of-context comments and a deliberate misreading of their mission statement, as well as racism, homophobia, and other layers of bigotry. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, this person is trying to talk about out-of-context comments? Really? Out-of-context comments? Is this coming from the person who is not, I guarantee, going to put the actual context over what started all this? I guarantee you're not going to. I guarantee you're just going to talk about how Sweet Baby Inc. is so innocent and they do nothing wrong. It says in an interview with game developer Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Blair said about the harassment they've been experiencing started bubbling in October of 2023 around the release of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2. With the worst hate coming from users on 4chan, Kiwi Farms, and Twitter. Twitter was the worst until recently, she noted. In the last few weeks, however, the harassment grew stronger after the group spun up on a Steam curation page and Discord server to organize and spread their conspiracy theories. Despite that increased spike, Valve and Discord have allowed the curation page and server to remain online. Posts from the group's moderators indicate that the companies have warned them that the content on their platform may result in their being removed, forcing them to take some additional moderation steps, but still leaving them online. Why? Both platforms have made it clear they don't want to be used as vectors for harassment, but slippery language in their terms of service has enabled bad actors to turn their platforms from one where developers do business to one where developers can be targeted for abuse. That hole needs to be closed fast. If only your hole gets closed just as fast, your mouth that spews absolute bullshit should be closed immediately, because we know that you're not telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. This is not what Valve is talking about. Valve got a ton of reports from people like you. They got a ton of reports from people like you and received and they sent out an automated message to KABRUTUS that eventually led to a conversation with an actual person over on Steam, and they got immediately vindicated very quickly. And that was it. That was the end of the ticket. When you report something like that, when you mass report something like that, they have no choice but to reach out to the creator of the Steam page. But ultimately, if they're doing nothing wrong, which they're obviously not, then that's it. They'll be fine. They'll close the ticket and they'll move on with their lives, unlike you. It says, when word of the curation group Sweet Baby Inc. detected first surfaced on social media, it seemed like a joke. What was the point of making a curation page detecting games that a consulting company worked on, especially when the games are listed on their site? Well, not everything's listed on their site because they don't even have Unknown 9 on their website, FYI. The answer, unfortunately, goes back to how conspiracy theories spread rapidly in the age of the internet. In order to act like Sweet Baby Inc. is the center of some conspiracy theory, there has to be evidence that can be dug up. The bulk of that evidence has been in taking clips from GDC talks and interviews out of context to highlight only comments that support their narrative. Curating games in the fashion on Steam also allows the moderation group to use Steam's curation tools to claim they've revealed what games the agency has worked on. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is complaining about the exact same thing that he does every single day when he writes an article. Let's be real. That's what this man is complaining about. You're talking about out of context clips from old clips and old statements. You're still doing the same exact thing till this day. You're doing it right now in this article. You're trying to make it seem as Sweet Baby has nothing, like they're completely innocent. This is complete bullshit, and you know it. And these are not out of context clips. I reacted to the entire clip, mind you, from 2019 with Kim Blair. I reacted to the entire thing. Everything in that 30-minute conference is exactly what you would think from a DEI CEO. I'm just being real with you. It's exactly what you think. There's nothing out of context about it whatsoever. whatsoever. She is 100% DEI focused. She is 100% has a victim mindset, and she's using my black card in order to get what she wants ultimately at the end of the day. So I can't wait to see the constant destruction of terrible urinalists like this who want to write bullshit articles that are trying to paint Sweet Baby Inc. in a positive light. Only time is going to reveal more about these complete and utter tourists and losers. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.